welcome. I'm Lee Chapman, founder of Alpha City. Today is a great day. I'm here with my man, Joe Texx. He's with Texx Films. Basically, we're creating a synergy today. We're forming a partnership. We're pulling him into the Alpha City vision. Just let everybody know a little bit about you, Joe, and our background, and then just take it away.
Yeah, my name is Joe Teixeira, man. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. Been here in Atlanta almost 7 years. I have background in video production. Started in church, like every artist, whether they're singers or in film. I was a director at my church for about 15 years over the whole media department. Got the passion to make my own films back in 2009 when I did my first documentary called Life of an Overcomer.
Okay.
And yeah, ever since then, man, I've just been writing and producing, man. I wrote my first screenplay called Played, filmed it here. It actually won a couple of awards at one of the local film festivals here. I'm very passionate about filmmaking, man. I like telling stories, changing lives through the eyes of the lens. And yeah, man, and I'm just hungry for this thing here. You know what I'm saying?
It's dope.
Yeah.
So you guys know, Joe and I have pretty good background history together. We started out really donating our time and our services for an organization here. Part of my background is in film and television communications. And Joe and I, we quarterbacked a couple of projects together. So that's pretty much how we built a bond. So what I do is I reach out to people who are great at what they do and pull them into the Alpha City vision. You know, Alpha City is about business development. It's about bringing entrepreneurs and business leaders together in order to network and connect with the resources, and not only and become educated too, but to connect with the resources so they can actually elevate. You can elevate your business endeavors. So Joe is a part of that, and let's fast forward and let's talk about how your most recent film project that you have going on. Let's talk about how you structure your projects. Like, give us the foundation, how it starts and to the end result. So what do you start with, script writing or?
Yeah, it's really weird how I write and how I come up with things. It's funny, my first project was called Played, and it was a short.
Okay.
But it took me a year to write a short, my very first one.
How many pages?
It was like 22 pages. So considered a short, is 20 minutes or less. That's what considered a short. A lot of film festivals won't accept anything over that, call it a short.
Yeah.
But my latest project is called Identity Wars. Now, while writing Identity Wars, in the midst of writing Identity Wars, which didn't take me, and that's a full-length feature, which didn't take me half the time it took me to write Played, which was a short, I end up writing another short film.
Oh, okay.
In the midst of writing Identity Wars. Now, don't ask me how my mind worked like that, but I had an idea to write a script about just two guys sitting at a table that don't know each other. They get into this deep conversation. And in the midst of writing Identity Wars, I shut that off and opened up another page and actually started writing.
Okay.
Identity Wars is about 4 women that's a part of this organization called, they're jewelry thieves actually, and they're invited to this big gala and nobody know why they're there. And everybody in that gala is part of that organization.
Wow.
And there's a big twist, man, within this movie, within this script. So I wrote the script with one person in mind.
Hold on, you loud in the mug, boy.
Am I too loud?
Yeah, you
Oh, well,
loud.
I'm hearing all this music, so
You good.
Yeah, can you turn me down?
Nah,
Oh, no.
nah, you good. Go ahead.
Come on, you can't EQ me?
Because I didn't want them to stop me in the middle of my, like them complaining
yeah.
and stop in the middle of what we do.
Okay, you want me to whisper? All right,
You good.
And the manager came over like she was ready to kick us out or something. Like, y'all good?
No, we straight. Well, go ahead.
But so the way I go into production, Identity Wars is basically written around an actress that I met a couple of years ago, and I had her in mind. So I wrote the script. The way I put it together is I have the idea, I write it with one person in mind, and then I start casting for it. In this business, if you're in it long enough, you know who you want to work with. So I had a couple other people in mind that I wanted to work with. Nina Young, who I worked with on other projects, Phoenix Rising, Played, and stuff like that. So as I finished the script, I sent it to each of the actresses that I wanted to do it. After I sent it to them, then I started putting together the pre-production of the whole thing. Where am I going to shoot? Who am I going to get to shoot it? You know what I'm saying? I started putting together a team. I just wanted to direct it. Although I'm a cinematographer, a producer, a writer, I just wanted to direct it. So I sought out a cinematographer who's a good friend of mine, Scott Sawyer from Outback Studios, who's dynamic. I sought out my lighting guy, my audio guy, all these people that I started putting into motion. So the script came first, my actors came second, my team began to build. That's how I put together a project. I have a co-producer who's been with me. She started out as my PA, but she's been elevated to co-producer because she's dope and she's been with me. Her name is Tonita Robinson, and she's just outstanding. I can't say enough about her. So with that being in place, she started doing my location scouting for me, finding places to shoot this thing. Then I started putting together a budget for it. Like, how much is this going to cost me? Because I believe when you pay people, you get the best out of people. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I put together Identity Wars, which is my latest project.
Let me ask you this. So you're very familiar with line producing?
Yes.
All right, so you basically, from being an independent filmmaker, you know pretty much every nuance from the pre-production all the way to the production, post,
yes,
and then the execution of the distribution of your project or your film, screening and all of that stuff. So you well-rounded within film.
Yeah, I haven't screened any of my films here in Atlanta yet.
That's like changing, but it's
good. Yeah. They've been in film festivals. Okay. Well, Played has been in TVN Film Festival. And like I said, it's won a couple of awards. I was nominated for Best Ending and stuff like that. And one of my actresses was nominated and won for Best Actress.
Yeah.
It's when you're in production, there's so many aspects. Like when I did Played, I did everything. You know what I'm saying? I produced it, I wrote it, I shot it, I edited it. Oh, it wears you out. And you miss stuff when you try to do everything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I brought in a couple of people, to do a couple of little things, like I couldn't boom and shoot at the same time, so I had a boom mic operator. But as far as producing, directing, color grading, editing, putting it together, that was all on me, and I was figuring it out as I went along.
Right.
Because I have training in film production, I have training in editing back in Boston, but I didn't have training in how to put together a film, so that's one of the biggest things I had to learn as I was going. So with my next films, I knew what I didn't want to do, I knew what I couldn't do, and I knew what I shouldn't do. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of aspects, like you really shouldn't be shooting if you're going to be directing. Because when you're looking through that lens, you're only looking at this. If you're on one person and you need somebody else to be doing something else, you can't do both. So I learned that. And with this new movie that I'm in pre-production for, I'm not going to do that to myself or to the actors. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just about me. It's about getting the best out of whoever you're working with. Whether they're your cinematographer, whether they're your gaffer, whether they're your script supervisor, your line producer, whoever it may be, you need to get the best out of them. And as a director, you can do that, So, I mean, I put a lot on my shoulders, but I also delegate responsibilities. Okay. Like my wife, she's director of my hospitality. She does all the cooking, You know what I'm saying? She greets all the people that come on set and make sure everybody feels like family. And anybody that's worked with me will say that that's how we make our sets feel like family and not just work. You know what I'm saying? We treat everybody with the utmost respect because I believe you treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, I don't want nobody leaving my set talking about he was a hard this and, you know, I don't know if I could work for him. He raises his voice and all that stuff. That's not me. You know, I have a heart for people. I have a heart for the art. And that's what I want to do, man. I just have the passion and teaching people what I've learned as part of doing what I do.
See, and this is too dope because that is what Alpha City is about. That's the whole mission. As far as myself, bringing people on board who are experienced, who are willing to really help. You know, aspiring filmmakers, directors, cinematographers. That's basically Joe's passion. So those are the people, you know, we touch on the arts and entertainment, music, film, TV, fashion and art. We tackle all of those elements, but I make sure that I pull people, seasoned people, experienced people, where their passion is to give back. Their passion is to create, help build this community, bring in their resources so that people like you who may need help in certain areas in your endeavor, you can come to Alpha City and really pick their brain, have conversation with them, and then see if the synergy is right where maybe they can direct you in your game plan in order to elevate and get your project out there and become lucrative in your assets and get it out there. So that's the whole point with this conversation. So definitely I appreciate you coming on board, Mr. Joe.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you inviting me, man. I'm excited to see, you know, what we can do as a team. You know what I'm saying? We worked together in the past, man. You know, neither one of us knew how that was going to end, but we know now how it ended.
Now it ends like this. So let everybody know as far as like when we have networking events and when it's catered to the film and television industry and that community, what are some of the resources that you have access to? Like, just let everybody know what to expect when they come to an Alpha City event. What are some of the people that you can connect them with?
For producers, the independent filmmakers that are especially starting out, I have a database of actors and actresses that I can link you up with. From older white gentlemen to older white women to Asian women to young kids. I have a database of actors and actresses that are outstanding, that I've worked with in the past. I can bring other people in the business if you need a cinematographer, if you need a photographer, if you need a gaffer, if you need a boom mic operator. I have those people because of what I've done in the past that you can link up with if you have a project that needs to be done. And then myself. If you're looking for a director, if you're looking for a producer, or you're looking for a cinematographer, I can also help you out myself personally because those are my skill sets also. You know, so, and just conversation and just making you feel ease at whatever you're doing, because it can be very stressful when you're a first-time filmmaker and you don't have a clue on where to start. I'll talk with you, walk you through some steps, and don't make it too hard on yourself when you're first shooting, when you're first starting out. Don't try to have 5 locations and you know, you can't even take care of 2 locations. If you're a filmmaker just starting out, shoot your first film in 1 location. Make it easy on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't have too many actors in your first film. Do what you can do with the ability that you have. Do not try to overexert yourself. Don't try to do everything. Family and friends will be your best crew members when you're first starting out, when you don't have the funds to pay people. And I've learned that. You know, I spent money on my first film with having family and friends. So now I know how to, you know, now I'm in a position where I want to hire people to do what they love to do too. And like I was telling you earlier about passion projects, man, that is my thing this year, to do a couple of passion projects. And what that means is to give my services away for free to something that I feel passionate about. I'm not just going to do it for anything. I'm going to do it for something that I believe in. So if you have a script, you know, if you have an idea, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we can get together, and maybe I say, I don't know, maybe I might have a contest. You know what I'm saying? On who I choose to do something free for.
Exactly.
But I am going to do that this year, 2018, as well as work on my own stuff.
And keep in mind too, I think with the passion projects that you're saying, probably a mentorship you're open to as well.
Yes.
So anybody who may be trying to strengthen, certain areas, certain talents, you might find yourself working with Joe, and he'll take you on, shadow. So that's a great thing that, that's what we're all about. We're just here to elevate. I can't express that more than enough. We're here to elevate and help people get to a certain point that you're able to take the ball, run with it, and what we call our mantra, our tagline is Alpha City, the key to making power moves. Alpha City is the key to position you, to get you to a certain space. The power move is the level up. You get you to the space where you're able to go, and then now you're able to negotiate, whatever it's contracts or get bigger crews, get the money. However, that too, in our tagline, when we say level up, the key to making power moves, that's the level up aspect. So definitely appreciate your time.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on, bro.
No doubt.
I one more thing. A lot of people get stuck. And if you go on all the social media networks and stuff, and you ask any filmmaker that what is your biggest obstacle, and everybody says finances. Everybody says finances.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of mess out here. I follow a guy on YouTube. His thing is, write, shoot, edit, repeat. And, a lot of people have their repeat messages, you know what I'm saying? But keep doing what you love to do. Don't let anybody, I don't care if you end up with 10 scripts. I just on a conference call a couple of days ago with a guy that has like 10, 12 scripts. And he claims that all his scripts are better than a lot of stuff that's out there. Mm-hmm. But nobody's gonna see him if you don't move. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get stuck. And I love dealing with people that are stuck, because maybe I can offer you something that's going to give you that little boost to get you moving on your project.
And see, and that's another thing too, I can't express enough, is that you have to have product. You have to have content. So that's what I definitely, I champion, and that's the word that I always tell my clients, I tell people involved in Alpha City, is that you have to have content. The more content, the better, because you're telling your story. You're getting yourself out there, and then you're putting yourself in a position where other people you'll draw and really enjoy what you do. You'll start getting people involved. You get your audience. So that's the whole thing. You want content. Anything else you want to add to?
I'm excited what this year is going to bring, man, and I'm excited about Alpha City, man, and getting together and linking up with you, man, and doing some great things in this city.
Alpha City and Joe Texx Films. So
watch out.
It's a good synergy. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We have meet and greets coming up. We'll keep you posted on when that's going to happen. But yeah, it is what it is. Alpha City, the key to making power moves. So I appreciate you, Joe. Let everybody know how to get in touch with you.
Joe Texx Films. You can Google Joe Texx Films, and it has all my Instagram and my Facebook pages and stuff, all my information. Just hit me up. Like I said, Google Joe Texx Films, joetexxfilm.com. You can hit me up at jtfilms4@yahoo.com, my email address, and just check us out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Googling me is the easiest way to get to me, because that has everything about me. My IMDb page, all that. I'm with the Better Business Bureau, all that stuff. Joe Texx Films, LLC.
All right, cool.
All right.
And then you can hit up Alpha City, ATL, alphacity.com. You can go to a communities tab up above, the link. And then you'll be able to see Joe Texx. We have him, got a nice little spread on Joe too. So definitely you can hit up the website again. That's atlalphacity.com. And then again, I appreciate you, Joe. And
we appreciate you too, bro.